Hey, welcome to Nobby on Cars. This is the KIA Ceed, just over my shoulder, the brand new model. If you haven't hit subscribe to the channel yet, please do so. And in this video, we'll take a look at the new 1 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine, find out what the boot space is like, and just how good is this new KIA Ceed compared to something like the Volkswagen Golf or the Ford Focus. It's on this video, coming right up. So I've got to admit, the inside of the new Ceed is a pretty nice place to be. So everything here is really nicely laid out. Lots of buttons here that are just very clear if you want aircon on. You do get dual climate control in all models of the KIA Ceed. Maps here, nav here, setup for everything for your Bluetooth. Everything is really just straightforward. You get to it, there's the volume. They still have a lot of the main controls are all still an actual physical piece of plastic that you need to press to operate. Now this is the larger 8 screen. So this little handy trick here, you can record a voice memo and hey, just to remind you, you need to get milk on the way home. Yeah. Hey, just to remind you, you need to get milk on the way home. Yeah. That's a cool little feature. Here is your normal sun visor. You open this and you'd expect a light to come on. And there is a light, it's right here. But you can actually decide whether it comes on or not. And you do get CarPlay and Android for whatever your weapon of choice is for your phone. So yeah, it's all pretty simple to use. I've said it quite a bit, but I do love Kia's steering wheels. All the things you might want to know as you're driving, like your average fuel consumption, are all there. As you can see, over the last couple of weeks I've done about 8.1 litres per 100 kilometres. I haven't seen that budge at all. Now I do wish that down here they'd put a little bit of a sliding cover, like you know what you get on a normal ashtray area, because all those controls are exposed when you're driving. If you're not using them, you're just a little bit of an eyesore. It just would have been a nice little finish. Rear of the car is also pretty decent. Leg room with front seats forward is quite generous. Height is really generous, but with the driver or front passenger seat back, the legroom gets a little bit compromised. But this new model of the Ceed is wider than the previous model, so there is definitely more room for 3 people, 3 grown adults in the back. No fighting. So yeah, inside the Kia, it's a lovely place to be. Not probably as plush as something like a Golf, but very, very good. Rear boot space is apparently a little bit bigger and deeper than a Volkswagen Golf. Not quite as big as a Focus. There is extra storage space down here, so you can put a few little bits and pieces in that part of the boot as well. So what's this KIA Ceed like on the road? Well, this does handle pretty well for a hatch. Now, this one certainly is by no means a hot hatch. It's a 1 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine. There's also 1.4 petrol that doesn't sound as rough as this one. And there's 1.6 diesel should you need it. Now, there's no real complaints as such about this car. It's about 115 brake horsepower. So, like, there's enough power for a hatch. It's more just how it sounds. Like, it sounds like a 3-cylinder car. There's no getting away from it. If you drop it in a second gear, it just sounds 3-cylindery. I'd love to see Kia do a full-on hot hatch version of the Ceed. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Maybe not a whole lot of buyers for it, but they did the Stinger, GT version of the Stinger, so I mean it wouldn't be total madness to do it. So you can hear it there, it's just a bit 3-cylindery. The main thing that they said they really had improved on was the handling and sort of the characteristics of the car. And like, you're not always going to know exactly where the car is pointing, but there's a decent enough amount of feedback from the steering. So I mean, it's a fairly enjoyable car to kind of push on in. I would certainly like to give the 1.4 petrol a go just to see, because that's nearly 140 brake horsepower. So like, again, for a car that is not meant to be a hot hatch, just a hatch, 140-ish is fairly generous. Of course, you do get that lovely 7-year warranty from Kia, which just buys you that bit more peace of mind when you're thinking about chucking some of your hard-earned into buying a new car. They've made over 1.2 million of these since the first model Ceed began. In Slovakia is where they make them, actually. They've also dropped the apostrophe for this, so it's just C-E-E-D. Everyone called it a Ceed. Now it actually looks like it's a Ceed. Anywhere here is all soft touch. There's nice bits of aluminium effect here and polished black plastics, and they all look pretty A1. Now the Ceed starts from €22,695, so that is pretty okay. We've got 4 trims, K2, K3, K4 and K5 being the top spec. The diesel starts at a fiver under €25,000. So this model that I'm in is the K3 version of the trim. That's kind of halfway there, and it has things like wireless phone charging if you've got the right phone for it. You also get cameras on actually every spec of the Kia Ceed, and upgraded alloy wheels. And then if you go up to the K5, you get air cooled and heated steering wheel and blind spot warnings, and you get push button start for the engine, so that can give you a more sportier feel. So you're talking just under €29,000 for the 1.4 version of that. So it's not exactly cheaper than the competition by any means. What you might find is, for your money, you get more spec. It's served me well. It's carried buggies, kids, families, wives, just about everything around without any sort of real problem. It's been comfortable to drive. The handling, as I said, is really, really good. I suppose the offset of that is there's certain road conditions where it's a little bit harsh over bumps and stuff. You do sort of feel a lot of the imperfections in the road, but you know, it is sitting on the bigger alloy wheels. If you've got any questions about the new model Kia Ceed, please do feel free to leave one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time. It would be much appreciated. And thank you very much for watching this episode, the first one of 2019 of Nobby on Cars. Talk to you soon.